pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
Welcome to Daytona for the fourth round of the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway series. And what a race we had last week in the ARCA cars. Now we see the return of the Xfinity machines as we seek to see who is going to bring it to victory lane this time around. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett here for you for ESPN. And joining me in the booth once again for this one is one Mr. Tony Trapasso. And Tony, we saw absolute chaos in the ARCA cars last week. Pretty sure we're going to see the same this time around in the Xfinity cars.
Well, the good news is with the difference between the ARCA car and the Xfinity car is the front and rear bumpers actually line up on this car, so you can bump draft and not have to worry as much about causing all hell to break loose.
Absolutely not, as we are just less than a minute away from qualifying, and we have another bumper filled for this one again, Tony. Shame we couldn't see that on Monday. Obviously, we had technical issues that prevented us from showing you guys their sister series, the Rowdy Energy Cup series, but we've got all that over and done with. The technical gremlins are out of the way. We are ready to race, but 27 Xfinity cars out there again tonight. This is setting up to be another big one here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Is looks like the normal last minute shenaniganry is going on right now, as all hell breaking loose. And don't quote me on this, Sam, but it looks like we might have 28.
Possibly. And we have another new driver in the field here tonight, and his name is Eric Mate, out on track right there, and and Brian Tarnowski's just joined the session, so we do have 28. So Eric Mate making his debut here tonight in the Circle B Diecast series. I'm pretty sure everybody else, I'm looking through the list right now. I'm
29.
Yeah, all 29 now, okay. So we've got a pretty stacked fill for this one again. I'm looking for the list. I'm not seeing any other new names apart from Eric Mate in the field here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As cars start to roll off to get that one flying lap in qualifying, and it really has changed the air quote game with iRacing putting that cone on the back straightaway that you can't merge until that point. Because this outlap just takes so long on the apron. You give up so much possible time to gain any speed that make that 30 cars now. Yeah,
Kenny Haight coming into the session now. So that's our second new driver of the night. So Kenny Haight making his debut in the number 30. So but yeah, you talk about the outlap here at Daytona. The other thing they've got to contend with, Tony, is that apron when they're coming out of pit road. You have to be very careful down there because, one wrong move and you're facing the wrong way on a one-way street.
Yeah, absolutely, because, I mean, that's where all the dust and debris ends up falling from the giant banking here. But looks like Joe Gautier might be the first one. He's the first one I've got actually on his flyer.
You might be right. I did have someone there that was just ahead of him. I couldn't quite see who it was. Might have been. Well, we'll find out in just a second. If we bring you the ticker for today's race, as we have a new team in the field as well tonight, and. It's a team we're becoming very familiar with. We had a good chat with them last week, and hopefully something in the works with them in the future, Tony. Nerditudes have joined the field here in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have them here, and a couple familiar names on that one. As you take a look at the roster on that team, Gautier and Posey are two of the drivers on that team. So they're bringing along Dustin Longston and Jeremy Stanley with him. So that's proving to be one of the stronger teams early on in the season like this, as Connor Trafari goes to the top of the pile.
Yeah, and we're trying to see what they can see, or what we can see on your screens right now. Just going to reset the good old ticker there, and there it is. But Shane Posey almost immediately, and I was about to mention Shane Posey joining that Nerditudes team as well. I do have the list of drivers on me right now. Shane Posey is one of those drivers, and he's just gone straight to the top of the board.
Yeah, absolutely. As you got Ryan Decker sitting third quick, Chris Worrell, and Benjamin White rounding out your top five currently, as Greg Marconi now on the clock in the number 12.
That he is, as he's just making his way in towards turn one. He does have enough time to get a time in. There's about 1 minute and 30 seconds left in qualifying. Kenny Haight out on track as well. Michael Pullen and Jason Papp also out on track, so we'll wait for their times to come in. Actually, Michael Pullen has put a time in, and he's just gone straight up to P15 as we go back to Greg Marconi, who's on the super stretch right now.
Refresh my memory. Mike and Ted. Which one's the father?
Mike's the father.
Okay. So Mike out qualifying his son. Is Ted only able to put it 13th quick during the qualifying session? Actually, no, I take that back. Mike goes 15, Ted goes 13. So how do you do, Dad?
Oh, nice one. As Greg McConaughey goes fifth fastest on his lap. Here's his teammate Jason Papp just making his way. through the corners right now, and let's see what he can put down on his run as he comes out of turn 4 down towards the line. He's got plenty of time to get this one done, so no problems for him. Kenny Hay out on track as well on his fast run as he crosses the line. Jason Papp moves up to P15. Not going to be happy with that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely not. So it looks like we've got about 10 drivers electing to not take time. Borman, LeBombard, Wilson, Mate, Anthony, Nickel, Cottrell, Moore, Tarnowski, and Newens all not going to be able to post one. And looks like Kenny Height not able to post one either.
No, Kenny Height is not. Is not going to put one in there as his basically coming a bit too late there for himself. But we are ready to go racing, and with that we are going to bring you the grid for tonight's race. And starting up on the pole will be Shane Posey in that number 83. Joining him on the front row will be Connor Trafari. Row 2 will be Ryan Decker and Chris Worrell. Row 3 will be Greg McConey and Benjamin White. Row 4 we'll see Marcus Adams and Elijah Innes kicking off in that one. And row 5 will be Dustin Logston and Bridget Olsen. Row 6 will see Zishan Dura and Eric Driggins. Row 7 will be James Lowe and Ted Pullen, while row 8 will see Jason Papp and Joe Gauthier there, Tony.
Mike Pullen and Mark McFadden rolling off in row 9. Jeremy Stanley, last car to post time, is going to be joined in row 10 with Michael Anthony. Jesse Cottrell and Brandon Wilson going to roll off in row 11, with row 12 bringing us Zach Borman and Adrian Moore. Eric Mate and Dennis Nickel are going to roll off in row 13 with GT Park, and Kenny Height rolling off. Actually, I take that back. I just screwed that up. Kenny Height and Brian Tarnowski rolling off in row 14. Row 15 gives us Shane Newens and John LeBombard. GT Park starting shotgun on the field in 31st.
Yeah, so we have, what I believe is 31 drivers.
Correct.
On the track tonight, so another big field for this one. As we get ready to go for another 80 laps around here. It's going to be very interesting to see who comes out on top of this one. We never expect, we never know who's going to come out on top in this one as things stand, as we wait for the pace car to, pace truck to get running.
Yeah, absolutely. 80 laps of scheduled distance, unlimited tires tonight. Quick look at your weather. Relatively cool for the Daytona Metroplex. 64-degree Fahrenheit ambient air temperature, only 67-degree track temperature as we roll off under the lights here. Only a 2-mile-an-hour wind out of the north, so very negligible weather conditions for these guys tonight. Clear skies and a beautiful racetrack, Sam.
Absolutely, and you'd expect that from Daytona. Great atmosphere around here as always, and great racing from these guys as always as well. We've got the Nerditudes driver Shane Posey on the pole for this one. You see Marcus Adams just jumping below the apron there, just trying to stay out of everybody's way and make sure he gets a clean start on this one. And Marcus Adams is definitely going down to that infield right there. Not really sure what's going on there in that 31.
It looks like he's wanting to elect to take an EOL, but they haven't given him one, if I had to venture a guess. But hey, it's speedway racing. It doesn't really matter where you start. It's how clean can you keep the car.
Yeah, absolutely. As they come through 3 and 4. Tony, it's time to get us going for the first time here tonight.
Well, the only thing that's left to do is you adjust the visor, pull the 5-point safety harnesses tight, make sure the steering wheel is on, and get ready for the pace car or pace truck to make that hard left turn. The only thing that's left to say is, race fans, it's showtime!
And Tony, if you call the race for a second, I'll be back in just a second.
Posey and Trafari side by side as they haul it off into turn number 1. That's Papp giving Posey a decent shove. Now, the good news for Papp is he's got his teammate right behind him. Trafari, though, on that outside lane has absolutely no help with the Balls Dorada guys right behind him as... Why is that not working? Right, there it is. So Posey, Decker, who is not in the right paint scheme again, thanks guys, giving the shove to Posey. The one on the door kind of gave me a little bit of confusion there. As they work their way out of turn 4 for the first time, Posey with about a car length lead over Trafari. That outside lane not working as well together as the inside lane early on. Lap 1 in the books, give it to Shane Posey. As they work their way into turn number 2, still side by side, about 10 deep, as Trafari trying to make something happen on that outside lane, but Chris Worrell not able to really get a good shove on him as they work their way down the super stretch for the second time tonight. Finally, Worrell able to make something happen with Trafari, as Trafari also using some side draft off of Posey to haul it off into turn number 3.
Yeah, we head off into turn number 4. They're all still bunched nicely together, and you got to think that they're all just pacing themselves early on. We see them start off pretty timid for the start of these races, Tony, but then it all just picks up as the night goes on, and it just all ends up in chaos. So it's kind of a build-up thing for these guys.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is early on in the event. You want to kind of try to play nice so you don't wad your car up this early. Save that for the last 2 to 3 laps. Really ramp the aggression up then. But right now, just kind of ride, see what you've got, see who you can work with, see who's willing to work with you. And, just patience is a virtue on the plate tracks.
Yeah. And obviously, it's too early right now to be aggressive. We're only on lap 3 of 80. Nobody really forcing the issue. Shane Posey in his Toyota Supra still out in front. Colin Trafari. Now, he's a driver that's not really got off to the best of starts to his title defense here this season, but he's going to be looking for that again tonight. Already sitting up in second place. Is this going to be the opportunity for that number 48 to finally get his title defense underway here tonight?
If he can keep the car clean and stay out of other people's dumpster fires, that's what's been him in the backside for the first 3 races of the season. Through really no big fault of his own, he's just been caught up in other people's mistakes and was a victim of circumstance, the last 2 times we were at Daytona.
Yeah, he was. And he was a victim of circumstance last week in the ARCA cars when we were at this track. Hopefully that doesn't come to fruition here again tonight. Looking a bit further back, we're looking at the one man that's probably disappointed with his qualifying performance here tonight. That's Jason Papp. Still pretty much where he started at the moment. We're only on lap 5, so there's plenty of opportunities to progress, but only P14 right now. With the runs he's been getting the last couple of weeks, though, Tony, probably not going to be happy with where he is exactly right now.
Yeah, absolutely not, as he's had one of the stronger cars, especially later in the runs. I do want to point out that Ryan Decker has the transponder for the number 28, although he does have a 1 on the door.
Yeah, it's still saying the number 28 for me, but no. I think it might... Trading Paints is giving you trouble again there, Tony.
Just when I think I'm going to give Trading Paints, credit for what they do, they go ahead and screw it up like this.
Yeah, just when you're about to give them the benefit of the doubt, they kind of mess with you again. Anyway,
yeah, I know, right?
Starting the super stretch once again on the 6th time here tonight, and it's still Shane Posey being pushed by Ryan Decker. Chris Worrell pushing Connor Trafari on the outside. We also have Benjamin White, and Benjamin White last week in that number 50, not exactly making friends out there last time round.
Yeah, absolutely not. Definitely a little bit more aggressive than these guys are probably used to, especially early on in events. And there were quite a few drivers giving him the beans, as you would call it. That's the cleanest way I can put that. A lot of very unhappy in-sim chatter going on, which thankfully we didn't air over our airwaves. But the one thing we are going to air over our airwaves just about every night of the week. We have at least one race going on. Sometimes we have double headers going on. So if you like what you're seeing here tonight, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications, tattoo it on your mom's forehead. Just remember to like what you're seeing here tonight.
Yeah, none more so than what's coming up on Sunday night.
Ooh.
You can join myself and Frank Marchese in the booth for what will be a fantastic and classic stock car race as the majors return with the Southern 500, and Tony's gesticulating right next to me, and you've seen it on the screen right there. This three-wide situation is really heating up now.
A little too early on too narrow of a track. These cars are a little bit wider than those ARCA cars we saw last week, as Trifari able to wrestle the lead away, as right now Chris Worrell with a nose out front hauling it off into turn number 3. He's getting a lot of help from Elijah Innes.
That is, and Innes in a very different pace to what we normally see him, as Worrell shoots it to the bottom of the track.
Car?
I think it is, But we'll get to the first caution, then we'll take a closer look at it. But right now, we're 3 wide, 2 deep, and we've got some blinking going on. Elijah Innes and Benjamin White having the blinkies right there.
That's the scariest thing ever when you're trying to race around someone.
Especially on the Superspeedway.
Yeah.
And
somebody coming out of the pits.
I think that's GT Park. It is GT Park.
Yes, it is.
Very late start for him in this race, and he's about to be swallowed up by the lead pack, and the lead pack are going to
get this.
Yeah, they're going to get this figured out very quickly, because it's going to end in tears. As Elijah Innes leading them out of turn 4, you see GT Park going to the top of the track. We've got Shane Posey going under the yellow line there as they come, actually it was out of turn 4, as they come down towards turn 1. Now this is going to be very interesting. Obviously GT Park has let them know that he's going high, he's going to stay out of the way, and that's exactly what he's done there, making life a bit more easier there for the lead pack.
Yeah, absolutely, but it did cause them to have to scramble up, as here comes the 50 trying to make a third lane again. Benjamin White showed last week he is not scared to go rim ride, as right now that's Zishan Dura who is inside. Dura kind of in the sucker hole right now, as here comes the 28 to try to give him a shove, and that is not the 28. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's actually the number 30 of Kenny Hayters. We've got a lot of scrambling going on right now, and that Shane Posey went below the yellow line again, I think it was. Dustin Longston and Jeremy Stanley, though, his teammates have joined him up there, and Posey has some backup now.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be dangerous for the rest of the field when you've got 3 of those guys running stem to stern, able to work with each other, and able to go where they need to go to make it happen. As not sure what happened to Trifari, but he is dropped off the planet.
Trifari has dropped to P16 right now, opted to back out of it, saw something might be going on there, and now he's near there, and he's around there racing with Greg McConey. Big sideways movement there for Benjamin White there down the back straight, through the triangle, sorry.
As you would expect, running as close as they are, it's very easy to get it all wrong, especially coming through the trial hole here, and that really shook things up behind him as people ducking and diving and taking evasive action. Luckily, nobody got ran over from behind.
How Benjamin White saved that, I have absolutely no idea, because that thing was fishtailing all through that trial section of the track, and amazingly able to just straighten out and just keep on going and keep the momentum as well.
I dare say he's got Kevin Harvick's lucky horseshoe crammed somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to say on that one.
It depends on where you put them, because if you put them in a certain place, it's definitely not lucky. Anyway, I mean,
that's like they say rabbit speed are lucky. It wasn't lucky for the rabbit.
I mean, it's lucky. It's lucky if you have a horseshoe and someone's coming at you to attack you and you throw it at them. I mean, that kind of works in your favour. But anyway, moving back to the race, and Marcus Adams now moving his way forward, and it's balls go around a 1, 2, 3 as things stand right now. As it's the only odd one out is Elijah Innes, Zishan Dura and Benjamin White up there as well. as Kenny Hayes, Dustin Loxton, Jeremy Stanley, Joe Gauthier has joined his teammate Shane Posey back there as well. So all 4 of those Nerditude cars are starting to progress now. And like you said, this spells trouble for the field, as that was almost trouble between Hayes, and I believe that was the 49 of well, that's not really the number 49. I think that might have been Bridger Olsen.
Well, the 28, 30, whatever you want to call it, was almost a piece of it. And then the car behind him, yes, that's the 44 of Jeremy Stanley.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I saw Bridger Olsen going a bit sideways as well, so he had a bit of a Cole Brown moment as they come out of turn 4 once again. We're about to start lap 15 of 80 here at Daytona, and as you'd expect with these guys, just nothing to choose between them as they come across the line and down towards turn 1 once again.
Yeah, I think with all the new names in this series, league management's going to have to send that mandate out that they sent during week 1 that your number on your car needs to match your league number, or else they should probably start handing out penalties, because it does get confusing for us here up in the booth, as what we're seeing on the screen doesn't match timing and scoring.
Absolutely not. There are a few names that I can point out, as we've got a few going off in the back there, and it's all stacking up in the middle right there, but they all get it figured out somehow.
Dura got into it with Innes, and Elijah Innes was about 8 different kinds of sideways coming through turn 4.
Yeah, I think having that week with the ARCA cars kind of strengthened their driving skills somewhat, because like if that happened in the ARCA car, there'd be all kinds of in the wall.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't make contact front bumper to rear bumper in an ARCA car and hope to survive.
No.
As right now, Marcus Adams working the high line with Benjamin White in tow. You got the 2 Balls Garana cars on the low side as well. That's Chris Worrell and James Lowe, them to stern right now. As a little bit of a gap behind Zishan Dura right now. And don't look now, but here comes his teammate. That is, of course, the cavalry, Connor Trapari.
Yeah, Trapari's starting to make his way back for the field. He's back up to P12 now on that bottom line just behind Zach Bowman. And Zach Bowman, we've not really mentioned him much so far tonight. He's been ever present in the front of the field, and it looks like he's going to be heading that way again in this race, as he's already up to P8 after starting, I believe, in P23.
Yeah, so, I mean, great run so far for Borman. Another one of those guys that has just been caught up in everyone else's dumpster fire. So He hasn't really gotten the finishes that, you know, he's worked his way to, because somebody else has stepped on their junk and taken him with them.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago at Talladega in these cars, so definitely knows what it takes to win in the Xfinity machine. So hoping to do that again here tonight, as we see Benjamin White there stepping out once again to try and make a lane all by himself.
Yeah, that's not really going to work, especially, you know, at this point of the race. You need to work with whoever's around you right now. You know, the fact that he's wanting to get to the front, I can respect that, but it's just entirely too early to be making moves like that, and both him and Marcus Adams just lost big on that gamble.
Looking at Benjamin White's car, it makes me think about the Toyota Supra, and you kind of... you got to think it's kind of similar to an ARCA car in a way, with the rounded front enders. We've got people taking it down pit road already.
Yeah, it's Jason Papp, looks like Brandon Wilson, and Greg Marconi. So the teammates looking to get on a slightly different fuel strategy than everyone else. The question is anybody going to get popped for speeding in? That's the biggest thing that's bit these guys in the backside the last couple of weeks. Yeah,
Marconi in his pit stall, not taking... Well, only taking left sides. That's all 3 of them only taking left sides. So early pit stops for Dudes Racing. The only driver not here. The only drivers not here for Dudes Racing. I don't see. Well, Frank Marchese definitely isn't here, and I don't see the 00 either.
Yeah. Unfortunately, neither one of them able to make it tonight. As looks like Jeremy Stanley, Shane Posey, Longston, Gautier, McFadden, and LeBombard all coming down pit road to try a different fuel strategy as well.
So different teams working different strategies here at Daytona, and we love to see that sort of thing here as they happen to Shane Posey. He gets into his pit stall right now. No tyres going on the 83 this time, so that's going to be... Was it left side? Left side's going on.
These are scheduled pit stops too, Sam, because I just looked. It's only a 50% fuel fill tonight. So 20 laps is about all these guys are going to be able to get out of a tank at Go Fast. He's currently working lap 20.
There we go.
And here comes most of the rest of the field.
Yeah, and everybody already stepping on the binders there. Elijah in, it's very much sideways there. Wow, James Lowe getting all kinds of... Well, I'm not sure if he's going to be caught for speeding or not. We'll have to keep an eye on that orange Balls Guarana machine.
Oh, let me go look.
Elijah Innes into the pit wall, into his pit stall, and that's not going to help him at all.
Yeah, he's going to have to burn his fast repair early. Let's take a look at what Lowe did. Marcus Adams had a big lockup too, and so did Michael Anthony. Yes.
He got away with it. So James Lowe out of pit road once again. Connor Trapari, Chris Morrell out as well. Michael Anthony, Ted Pullen. Dennis Nickel, who's sideways, and it looks like Ted Pullen's in trouble as well, going through the grass there on the exit of pit road.
Well, Lowe kind of stole one there because he was 70 at the line.
Yeah. Ted Pullen getting away with murder right there, lost a lot of positions though, so he's going to be on the back foot now, going to be needing a caution as he rejoins the track just in front of Brian Tarnowski, who I believe has just been down pit road as well, as we've got the other group of drivers in pit road as well. Ryan Decker in, Zach Bowman in, Zishan Dura in, and Adrian Moore is in pit road as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, it looks like everybody doing their standard fuel stop here, and you know, that was definitely a pucker moment.
Adrian Moore been popped for speeding in. He has got a penalty here in that Toyota Supra, so big problems there for the 09.
Looks like a handful of drivers decided to take rights instead of lefts.
Well, the Dudes Racing guys, they actually took left side tires, so I think Dudes Racing possibly going on an opposite strategy compared to everybody else, it seems.
Well, I mean, the thing is, tire wear normally isn't a huge deal. We're only doing 80 laps here. You can normally get a set of tires to last at least to the halfway point. But the thing is, when you jack the left side of the car up, that's where the fuel filler neck is. So you're able to get all the air out of the tank. You're actually able to get just a minuscule amount more fuel, usually, in the real world anyways, into a fuel tank if you jack the left side up as opposed to the right. That's why they normally service the right first and then the left as they finish the fueling.
That's absolutely true. We've got Adrian Moore just coming out of pit road. Actually, down on the apron. Oh, and Adrian Moore almost coming up on the track and collecting half the field there.
As at the front of the field, though, it's Balls Guarana 1, 2, 3, and then you've got a little bit of a shake-up. Connor Trapari, Jason Papp, Greg Marconi, Brandon Wilson, Zishan Dura, Zach Foreman, and Shane Posey rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, so everybody running a single file right now as we get closer and closer to halfway. Adrian Moore's had more problems. He's jumped to pit road. He might call it a night here as they come down the super stretch right now, and the field has been absolutely decimated. Definitely not as many cars in that lead pack now as there were at the start.
No, absolutely not. As you know, I mean, yeah, there's still a good amount of cars up there, and there's a lot of drafting to be done. The one thing to keep your eye on, Shane Posey right now leading his teammates in that second lane, as Marconi and Papp almost getting it all wrong coming through the tri-oval.
And we don't want to see teammates colliding, but we've got team versus team crime going on right now. We've got Nerditudes on the outside, we've got Dudes Racing in the middle, and we have Balls Energy on the inside. So three teams going at it on either side of the track here as Marconi going up to defend against Nerditudes. Papp just left in the middle, being pushed by his teammate Brandon Wilson.
Well, there's a fourth team that's in there too, running stem to stern, And that's, of course, Nick Kessler Motorsports with Connor Trafari and Zishan Dura.
It's actually Golden State Racing, but we'll stick with that. But yeah,
I'm just going by what they're calling it in the Discord chat.
Okay, but anyway, they get it all figured out. No, they don't, and there goes James Lowe to the wall, and a big hit here, and we're going to have our first big one of the night.
I don't know why you can't hear Earl. Can you hear me?
That was a very big one.
That was a very, very big one, and it all started with James Lowe here.
Actually, on your left-hand side.
Lowe and Pap got into it coming through the tri-oval.
2, 3.
And we're going to take a look and see what happened here, and yeah, Pap just getting into it. Chris Morrell looking to get out of it. I'm counting at least 2 Nerditudes cars getting big damage from that one as well. Thankfully, they do have a fast repair on this one, so they'll be able to get their cars repaired and be back out on track very quickly. But that is a setback they did not need this early in the race.
Well, that started with Brandon Wilson getting into the back bumper of Pap. Pap went down into both Morrell and Lowe and just snapped see you bye.
Absolutely. So first caution of the night is underway here on lap 27. Marcus Adams is your leader. And we're going to take a short break while we get this figured out. We'll be right back with more racing action in just a second. And we are back live here at Daytona. The lights are off on the pace truck, and well, we're ready to go back racing. And they've just been down pit road again here, Tony, just to get a top off of fuel. But a very different look at the front of the field there compared to what it was at the start.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of cars that had to burn their fast repair under that caution. The good news is Zach Borman able to inherit the lead after just fuel only on that stop, as the Great Clips number 9 looking strong right now on the inside lane.
That it is, as they come through turns 3 and 4. Come through turns.
Is that damage still on Jeremy Stanley's 44?
Possibly. I can't really see from this angle.
Yeah, that nose is borked.
Yeah, it is a little bit. As we're ready to go racing once again here.
Green, green.
As green flag out in the air, we're racing once again, and let's see if Stanley can keep it up with these guys. It doesn't look like he can so far, as already it looks like Ted Pullen is almost literally trying to push him around the track at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. As those guys trying to make something happen right now on that low lane. As right now, Chris Farrell giving Jack Borman a great shove. As don't look now, but here comes that second lane. That's Mark McFadden working with the 31 of Marcus Adams.
Yeah, Mark McFadden.
That's going to get confusing.
Yeah, trying to have another good run here, as we've got Jesse Cottrell on the apron there, just falling to the back after starting where he did. Now the question is, what is Jeremy Stanley going to do here? He knows that damage is hurting him right now, and you can see that gap forming between himself and Chris Worrell. There's actually enough gap for both McFadden and Decker to jump down there now. So Stanley in a lot of trouble. You've got to think he's going to back out of this one now.
Well, I mean, he should have burned his fast repair. I mean, yeah, I can understand wanting to save it, but with as damaged as the nose is on that Ford Mustang, you really have to be mindful of what's going on. I mean, that's just hampering everybody in that low lane right now. As here comes Elijah Innes to the inside.
So Innes taking advantage of that gap that's forming right now, and Ryan Decker opting to stay up there with Mark McFadden. Here comes, I believe that was Brian Tarnowski dropping down as well, and we've seen some separation now. Jeremy Stanley is actually holding up and creating some separation between the front 7 cars and the cars that are with him and behind him.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean that's nothing but frustrating. As here comes Decker creating a third lane right now, coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, opts to back out of it and jump back in.
McFadden, sorry.
Yeah, it was McFadden. He backed out of it as well. He dropped back in behind Ryan Decker. As now we've got cars going around Jeremy Stanley. Brian Tarnowski has gone around. John LeBombard has made his way forward. Kenny Haight is up there as well as Benjamin White. That's your top 10 right now. Very much a lot of scrambling. And now, finally, Jeremy Stanley gets the message. He needs to back out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, all he was doing right there was just holding up everybody around him, as these guys that have gotten around him have closed it right back up. The good news is Ted Pullen didn't hemorrhage too many spots, being stuck behind him.
Absolutely, as they come through turns 1 and 2. And it's still Zach Bowman and Marcus Adams at the front of the field here. I believe that was, I don't see who that was dropping to the back. It was Eric Driggins dropping to the back there in the number 21 Superflow machine. As we've still, well, it's very cordial racing right now. Nobody really making any rash moves as Kenny Haight looks getting a bit all out of check there coming out of turn 4.
Ooh. Duro down on the apron coming through the tri-oval.
That he is. Duro having a lot of issues, and there it is. And who was that? Someone
McFadden
just got spat out there, and it was actually Brian Tarnowski got spat out there as well.
It was McFadden and Trafari going for a ride, coming out the apron coming out of pit road.
Wow, and yeah, McFadden just came down like 3 lanes and just punted the side of Tarnowski's car. And You know Brian Tarnowski's not going to be happy with that one, as he does get it going again, and he's back on track, and we're all into the wall, and we got that second caution of the night.
And that's the big one.
Yeah, that is the big one. Chris Worrell involved in that. Wow. Lot of big hits in that one. Go back and
So blimp gives you a good shot of what just took place.
yeah, let's go to the blimp cam. Actually, Dynamic 2 might be a good one. Take a look at this.
Now you can see a lot of the carnage from the blimp cam.
Oh, and James Lowe getting pushed around like a pinball. McConey going sideways. It looks like Dura got a big piece of it as well.
Well, it started with Chris Worrell getting a run on the 28, 30, whatever you want to call it, and the door got shut coming into the tri-oval. And then the 50 just ran Worrell over from behind, and all hell broke loose.
Yeah, as Ishan Dura, Greg McConey, Eric Driggins. Luckily, he was happy to jump to the back of the field, and you can see why. He was very happy to avoid that one. James Lowe.
And there was a good question brought up by one of the drivers. And I just realized it too. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but this is usually a C-Class or above series.
Usually.
Yeah, there's a rookie in here tonight, and I'll give you two guesses who it is.
Well, just give me 2 seconds to bring up my thing on...
But yeah, there was a lot of heavy hitters get caught up in that one.
That would be the number 30.
Which is on screen showing as the 28.
Yeah, the Kenny Haight is rookie. 2.95 on his license rating. Currently showing as the leader as well, as a lot of drivers are just taking it down pit road. Mainly to repair damage, and most notably, James Lowe is the most damaged out of all of them, and the man that had such a great run last week, now on the back foot, and we're not even halfway into this thing. James Lowe must be absolutely seething right now.
Well, he's not the only one. There's a lot of in-sim chatter going on, and let's just say that lucky for our fans that have tender ears that we don't have the in-sim chatter turned on.
Well, luckily for the company that monetizes anyway.
Well, let's just say it's a good thing this is a private league, because there's a lot of words and phrases being used that might not be up to par with the iRacing sporting code. No,
absolutely not. As we have the lights go off for the pace truck once again, I've just seen Zach Bowman, Michael Anthony, Greg McConey, Brandon Wilson and Benjamin White take it down pit road for a top up of fuel. I know the majority of those drivers have just burned their fast repair as well. Actually, Benjamin White, yeah, he's burned his fast repair.
He kind of had to. He was missing the front end of that car.
And he was up on 2 wheels when the incident happened as well, so...
Oh, that too.
Yeah. I mean, that car nearly knocked him flying. He nearly went rolling down the embankment. But here we go, up the super stretch once again. Lights are off on the pace truck. Tony, it's your turn to get us going here tonight.
And as the field working its way down the back straightaway, just waiting for the stragglers to get caught up here. As still a lot of very unhappy drivers as they work their way into turn 3 behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. It looks like the rookie, and when I say rookie, I don't just mean in this series. He has a rookie license in iRating. That's Kenny Haight in that Havoline Ford Mustang. Going to have the button. He's got Elijah Innes to his outside. as these guys getting ready to turn it back loose. That's Eric Diggins in the 21 right up there as well on the outside behind Innes. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, because I haven't seen Diggins pushing yet tonight. So green flag comes out. We are back underway, Sam.
That we are, as Kenny Haight just getting on the loud pedal, but Elijah Innes able to get a faster restart. Eric Diggins, as I said before, was very happy to avoid that wreck. Was very happy that he went down to the apron just before that wreck happened, and look at where it's put him. He avoided that incident altogether, and now sitting up in second place right behind Elijah Innes. Haight off to a horrible start. He's now down to P3, possibly down to P4, because Marcus Adams is leading that outside line now.
Yeah, absolutely. Adams with not a lot of help right now, as most of his Balls-Garana team got caught up in that melee. Right now, though, got Zishan Dura right behind him, and those two have worked well in the past. And don't look now, but here comes Jason Papp on that third lane, or second lane as well. Ooh, big wiggle for Dura.
Yeah, Dura having problems just before that second caution came out, and looks like to be struggling with the handling of that car as they come down towards turn 1 for the 39th time tonight. We're about to hit halfway here at Daytona, and we've had a bit of a green flag run here already, Tony, but they just can't seem to get it going here tonight at all.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's kind of goes back to the aggression level is already ramped up to where you would expect it at the finish of this event, as Adams gets the nose out front going into 3 and drops down in front of Innes. And here comes a couple of Toyotas on that third lane.
Yeah, that would be that. Actually, that's Dennis Nickel, and right behind him is Chris Worrell. Nickel in the once again channeling his inner Denny Hamlin, going through turns 1 and 2, battling it out with Jason Papp right there. Papp is absolutely having none of it right now, and I believe that is Joe Gauthier. Actually, no, that's Jeremy Stanley coming back from the field now. He's finally taking his fast repair and is making his way forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see that happening. As there goes Elijah Innes back to the point, had jumped up in front of Zishan Dura and was able to get just enough of a push to get him back to the point as Dura and Papp working that center lane. And here comes Nickel and Worrell on that third side. And these guys, again, we're just now at the halfway point. And these guys are racing like it's the final lap.
Shane Posey just smacked the wall right there and caused a whole lot of panic near the back of the field there. It was like trying to control that, get the car under control, and just everybody just going crazy trying to avoid it. What?
And there they go around the lap car. That looks like the 99 going a lap down, staying high, but everybody taking evasive action. Some guys going down to the apron, and almost contact between Dura and the 11 of Nickel going into 3.
Coming out of turn 4, and it's still 3 wide back behind Elijah Innes. Hopefully they can keep it all together here as they come down towards the line, as we just go past halfway, lap 42 now here at Daytona. As 3 wide, 2 deep here as they go flying towards turn 1.
And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll preach this till the day I die. It is much too early, as we've got 1 into the wall coming off of 2. Much too early to be racing as hard as these guys are.
Yeah, and that is actually Dennis Nickel that was scraping the wall coming through turn 1. Got a bit too high and got a bit too confident. And Benjamin White goes around, and then we're going to have our third caution of the night. We're not. Wow. How was that not a caution?
Was that not a caution?
Wow. Great save by White, though. What a save.
Yeah, Papp caught a piece of it. Looked like the 6 of Worrell caught a big piece of it. And everybody behind him doing an amazing job to stay out of it.
That was just amazing. That was great driving from Benjamin White to save it, but look at the separation it's caused throughout the field here now.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a 5-car breakaway at the front. That's Dura, Innes, Adams, Pap, and Worrell. Well, 3-car breakaway, and then you got Pap and Worrell trying to reel those guys back in. And then you're over 3 seconds back to the 44, Jeremy Stanley, who's got Zach Borman and everybody in tow with him.
Yeah, so expect that pack to bunch back up once again. As we are going to see it bunch up again as we do see a caution.
What can we do to try and help it if we do get
Bridger Olsen involved. Looks like Jeremy Stanley is involved. And I didn't see who the other driver was that was involved. I think it was Tarnowski. Dennis Nickel was definitely involved in that one.
The 38, the 49, and the 44.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, the 11, the 49, and the 44.
We're going to go to our trusty blimp cam. And we are going to take a look and see exactly what happened here.
66 catching a piece. Ryan Decker catching a piece. Unreal.
And Bridger Olsen just literally looks like he completely turned the 11 from what I saw.
No, the 11 was trying to make something happen in that third lane, and they just ran out of either room or talent. You be the judge.
Well, that's the big question. But either way,
My vote's talent.
I vote room, just to be the devil's advocate. But anyway, we're under our third caution of the night. We're past halfway. We're going to take our second commercial break of the night. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
H-A-I-G-H. Oh, please tell me no. Please tell me this isn't him. Okay, thank fuck it's not him. And rightfully so. From the looks of it,
And we're back live here at Daytona, lap 47 of 80. We are under our third caution of the night here in the Xfinity cars, and it's been an interesting one. I'll give it that one. Jason Papp leading the line at the front as we head through turns 3 and 4. Zishan Dura in second place with Elijah Innes. Elijah Innes, I will say, has been impressing me a lot tonight. He's been making them runs very successfully tonight, and it's definitely paying off for him here.
Yeah, absolutely. As Dura right now has his teammate Gorman and another teammate, Connor Trapari, your defending series champion, right there as Pace Truck makes that hard left turn onto pit road. Green flag is out. Pap pulls the trigger, and Elijah Innes goes with him.
That he does, and Innes able to get off to a good start. Pap able to stay out in front there as they make the run down towards turn 1. Marcus Adams, ever present so far tonight, is up there. Eric Driggins is still up there, I believe. No, he's not. He's back down in P12 as things stand right now. The car that I was alluded to was Eric Mate, who's made up 18 spots right now, currently sitting in P7.
Yeah, it's a good opening run for Mate in his debut here, as the field working its way down the super stretch right now. And don't look now, but those Golden State race cars, 1, 2, 3, and nose stem to stern right now, as they all get to drop down in front of Pap, as looks like Trapari swung wide to stay off of Borman.
Now this is a very unusual situation, because usually at this part of the race the Bulls Guarana cars are usually dominating the front of the field, but tonight they've had more than their fair share of troubles, and now Golden State Racing taking over the initiative right now. Dudes Racing have been separated somewhat. Nerditudes are having a few problems, and they almost run over the back of Zishan Dura. Dura going up to defend, but he's well off the pace compared to Dustin Logston.
Well, here comes Marcus Adams up through the middle as well, as Dura going to have to stop the hemorrhaging here pretty quick, as that is the 33 of Logston getting back to Dura, and they've got the 95 of John LeBombard in that second lane trying to make something happen, as LeBombard bails out and goes low.
I don't think Dura realised that how much of a speed difference there was when he went up to defend from Logston. Logston got one heck of a draft going, one heck of a run going. Dura didn't really have anybody pushing him, but still went up to defend anyway. Logston nearly ran him over.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was heads-up driving for the driver of the 33, able to see what was happening. As right now, Marcus Adams getting a great shove from Elijah Innes. Second lane starting to pay dividends, as there goes Adams dropping to the low side. Now Innes going to have to try to make something happen with Zishan Dura on that second lane.
Yeah, as they come through. Down towards the line once again. We're about to start lap 51 of 80 here. 30 laps to go here at Daytona. It's Marcus Adams that leads them across the line. Elijah Innes has also been ever present near the front. Zishan Dura, after that scare, has finally got his momentum back and is pushing the back of that 68. They're coming up on lap traffic once again here, Tony. This could get hairy, as that's James Lowe up against the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. As that car it definitely has seen better days. And luckily, these guys don't have the 110% rule like you see in Formula One and you see in NASCAR, that if you can't maintain a safe speed, they black flag you. Because right now, Shane Lowe is about 30 miles an hour off the pace.
Yeah, James Lowe is very much slow right now, and very much a poet, and I did know it because that was meant to be a rhyme. But as they come down to the line to complete lap 51, still Elijah Innes and Marcus Adams leading the way here as they come down towards turn 1, and we're seeing the Bulls Guarana's car starting to make progress here. That's Michael Anthony bringing Chris Worrell with him on that third lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering how Worrell's car is still even running after the melees that he's been involved in tonight. Ooh, hang on to her, son.
Jason Papp down to the infield right there on the super stretch. They're having to back out. Don't forget a choice. His car was almost out of control there. That is the 98 of, the resident Australian driver in the field. Shane Newen's paying us a visit this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see Shane attempting the Superspeedway stuff. We saw him have a decent run, the other night, and we did. And he
Wow.
freely admitted that he's not a normal oval racer, so to see him do well on the ovals is pretty decent. I think it was last week.
Yeah, it was all right last week. Not too bad at all.
Well, he had a third-place finish.
I wonder if we should get him hooked up with our other resident Australian drivers, Kevin O'Brien and everybody else.
He already is.
Is he? Okay.
At least I think he is.
Oh,
there it is.
Hard. And that's gonna.
Worrell just got spit out, and come on, guys.
And they get it all wrong. Tarnowski involved, caution out for the 4th time tonight. And it all started with Chris Worrell being spat out in the wall like he was. Everybody just panicking around him. And it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Tarnowski, the Orioles car, Brian Decker catching a piece of that too. But that started with Newens getting a little scared coming into 3 and not sure exactly where Worrell was going, and unfortunately just ran out of room and got into the 66.
I believe Chris Worrell has burned his fast repair, so he is going to have to pit farm that car. Shane Newens, I don't believe he's burned a fast repair yet, so he's going to have to burn it now, as that car is smoking worse than a broken down industrial chimney.
And that looked like it started when, unfortunately for Worrell, he tried to follow his teammate Michael Anthony down in front of Jishan Dura. The only problem is Dura was already occupying that spot.
Yeah. And we'll go back to that incident that caused the hit for Worrell. Worrell was on the outside. Dura, just took the air off his rear bumper, and Worrell just got spat out there into the wall, and that's what caused the confusion that sent Newens and Tarnowski into each other. And unfortunately for Ryan Decker, he got a big piece of it, as you mentioned. But yeah, it was just battling for position there, just room ran out, and unfortunately Dura just took a little bit too much of the air off of Worrell's bumper.
Looking at it from the blimp cam, it looked like there may have actually been contact.
Either way, unfortunate night there for Chris Worrell. Usually a very familiar front runner, just tonight not going his way at all. Same for his teammate James Lowe, who is still running but very much damaged. Dennis Nickel, I believe, has become the 2nd driver to put it on the hauler, so we are 2 drivers down from where we started. We started with 31, we're now down to 29. One driver that's been capitalizing on this very much is the driver of that 76 Mustang, Tony. He started 2 laps down, and already he's back on the lead lap.
What now?
GT Park. He started 2 laps down, he's now back on the lead lap.
Oh yeah. Hey, good perseverance from GT. And don't look down, but we were talking about the Balls Garana guys being up towards the front.
Well, 2 of them are there at least anyway, so.
Yeah, look who's sitting 2nd and 3rd right now.
Michael Anthony, who's been very unlucky so far, I will say, this season. Same for Marcus Adams. I believe Marcus Adams picked a race win at the first race of the season at Daytona, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So Adams has already got a race win under his belt. Michael Anthony's still looking for his first race win of the season, so he'll be on the lookout for that one. But he does take it down pit road as well, so that put him near the back of the field. Zach Bowman in pit road as well. Ryan Decker in to do some... Well, Ryan Decker is probably going to... I don't know if he's burnt his fast repair or if he's going in to do some pit farming there.
I believe he burned it earlier, because it was a relatively clean car when that hit happened.
Yeah. Actually, I think he just burned it now. He just went in, burned it, and came back out again. So,
oh, there you go then.
Decker has burned his fast repair. Chris Worrell is back out on track as well. I think he's just burned his fast repair. No, he already burned his fast repair earlier. So, Worrell has got a damaged car underneath him. Kenny Haight, the rookie in the field, and I mean that in a literal sense. He's down in P24 right now. Joe Gauthier, not really spoken much about him tonight. The No. 2's driver missing the hood on his car. He's been in the wars tonight. We've not really spoken much about him tonight either, but he's definitely been in the middle of it all tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely getting caught up in other people's dumpster fires all night long, as has been the case for, the last 10 races that we've done on a Friday night with these guys.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all, and I hate to say that because he's a nice guy.
And that was all this bad luck stemming from the penultimate race of last season, where he missed the cut for the final 6, I believe, by literally just because of a connection issue that dropped him out of the race. But the pace truck is off. We're ready to go racing once again. Green flag in the air. We are racing once again here at Daytona. Marcus Adams going to lead them down towards turn 1. Actually, I take that back. It's Elijah Innes that was on the front when we got restarted. As bit of a blinky there by the 68.
This Dura trying to give him a decent shove to get that inside lane working. They've got Mark McFadden in tow right now. And don't look now, but that's John LeBombard in the Armor All number 95 trying to make something happen on the inside as well. And he's got Greg Marconi in tow. That's your inside lane, top 5 for that lane. But right now, Marcus Adams trying to make something happen right now as he's got the 33 of Longston with him in tow on that second lane.
Yeah, so they're all trying to get it figured out here with 24 laps to go, about to tick over to 23 laps to go. Everybody just trying to find their spots right now. Two drivers we've not really spoken about much tonight, Ted and Mike Pullen. Had very quiet races tonight. Ted is currently sitting in P10, whereas Mike Pullen is currently sitting in, where I can find him, he is in the field somewhere. He's right behind him in P11. Right behind him in P11.
Yeah. So father-son trying to make something happen right now as the closing laps are coming in. We are closing in quickly on 20 to go.
That we are, as the Pullen father and son. I really have to stop doing that. Getting in lockstep right now. Really going to chase after it now, as that is Greg McConey right in front of them. Eric Driggins up there as well as they come out of turn 4 once again. 22 laps to go will be scored at the line. We do have another driver that's not been up there all race long. Finally cracking the top 10 tonight is John LeBombard, currently sitting in P6 right now. He's made up 24 spots at this juncture. He started well at the back of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Is electing to not take qualifying. LeBombard was, and knowing that it's not where you start this thing, it's where you finish it, and trying to hope to keep everything that was going wrong in front of him, and he's done so beautifully tonight already. As here comes that second lane, that's Adams and Logston working pretty well in that second lane, as Innes and Dura still in lockstep on the low side.
Yep, as they come down the tri-oval again, Adams needs to be careful, doesn't want to be caught in that sucker hole as they come down towards turn 1. You saw Logston was looking for a third lane there. If anybody was going to go with him, the 21 was looking to go with him. Driggins and I believe that is Eric Mate were looking to go with him, and now they do, but they leave it too late, and here come Michael Anthony and Zach Bowman through the middle, just to completely, it's like snatching candy from a baby from them.
Yeah, absolutely, is trying to make something happen with their teammate, as they're going to need to get this sorted out pretty quick, as they're working right now along the high side. That is McFadden on the low side right now. Big wiggle from Dura coming out of turn 4, though.
Yeah, as they come to the tri-oval, down towards turn 1. And everybody just minding the P's and Q's right now, but they will know they are in the final 20 laps of this race. Another driver making their name known in this top half of the field. Mark McFadden is up there as well in that number 5 machine. He's looking for a good result here tonight. But then again, that stands for everybody here tonight. One driver that's still sticking with this lead pack right now and doing ever so well, but only problem is that Damage not able to progress him forward. Chris Worrell just about staying with this lead pack now.
Well, he's trying to, is Jesse Cottrell right now working with Logston in that third lane, gives him a shot coming out of 4 to try to get some headway made, as they're coming up the lap to 99 again.
That's James Lowe, that very slow car, just staying to the high side, staying out of trouble now as we are looking at Jesse Cottrell in P8 right now. We saw a couple of weeks ago, made that late run and got himself on the podium, looking to do that again here tonight. Zishan Dura getting a bit out of shape coming out of turn 2. We are in the final runnings of this race right now. They need to kind of fix their positions right now. We know they cannot make it from here either, though, Tony. 50% fuel fill. They're going to have to come down at least one more time if this stays green.
Now, the question is, who do you go with? Who's going to go with you? You know, do you try to make any deals right now? You know, a lot of these guys don't have any teammates left. So, you know, you got to pick somebody and ride with them right now. It's about all you can hope for, as Innes right now trying to get that outside lane to work with Borman in tow. As right now, as two balls Garana cars, Marcus Adams and Michael Anthony making it happen on the low side.
Yeah, only one of the 92 cars up in the top half of the field right now, and that is Dustin Logston, currently sitting in P6. His teammates not there with him, Jeremy Stanley, Shane Posey and Joe Gotti, all near the rear of the field, and they are well off the pace at the moment as the 08 now looking for a run forward. Jesse Cottrell making a third lane and getting some headway. He's got some help up there.
He's got some help, and that looks like GT Park trying to give him a decent shove, and yeah, it is, as these guys are still 3 wide, and we've got Elijah Innes blinking again.
Yeah, and you don't want that happening this late in the race, and I mean,
especially when you're 3 wide.
How are you supposed to push someone when they're not even there? That's the question. That's the question Zach Bowman will be asking right now. It's, I'm looking at Mike Pullen. He's starting to fall back a little bit on that outside line. He's letting Brian Tarnowski run to his inside right there. Mike Pullen has decided he wants to have enough. He must think that something's about to happen up there from there, because he's backed off completely, and you can see why. They are all bunched together like one angry swarm of hornets right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Is you know, we're 16 laps to go, and all hell will break loose, mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, because these guys aren't done yet.
They are not, as they are 2 wide, 3 deep in the right behind them, and Logston almost getting it wrong out of turn 2. That could have spelled disaster for everybody involved, but they get it figured out as they come down the super stretch right now, and we're heading to the final 15 laps of this race. Marcus Adams and Elijah Innes have been very, very strong at the front there. Going to be very difficult to dislodge them from that lead, but the third lane not exactly working either. These Xfinity cars, when they get up to that third lane, not exactly able to work up there at this moment, as we've got people coming down pit road.
And that looks like the Dudes Racing guys bringing it down to get their final fuel stop in, as we are 15 to go. And they're still 3 wide at the front of this thing.
There they are, and there's still positions changing every second right now. They're 3 wide, 2 deep in the middle of that pack as well. That's a very scary position to be in as they come down the super stretch. And we're just keeping a sly eye on McConey and the rest of the Dudes boys as they are in pit road right now. I'll bring up the pit stop ticker right now as 6.3 in the box for Brandon Wilson, so that's only fuel, right?
Yep, same thing for Pap and same thing for Marconi. That's fuel only.
Yeah. And that's the second time tonight they've done that. They've come down to pit road a few laps before everybody else. That might help them in the long run, but speaking of long runs, there's not really much running left to do. Only 14 laps left in this race. They're coming up on James Lowe again to put another lap on him. Logston and Cottrell need to come down a lane if they want to kind of stay out of trouble here, because that number 99 is going to come up fast on them.
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, again, I'm kind of surprised that they're letting him still turn laps, because he can't gain any positions and he can't lose any positions. You know, that's 6 laps that he's down right now. So, you know, nobody behind him can gain on him at this point, and he can't gain on anybody in front of him.
Oh, they're all swaying around here. They know pit stops are coming. They're starting to try and get into single file right now. They know pit stops are within the next lap or two. Ted pulling up there on the outside of Zishandura. He's looking for a good run to end this one off, as he's got Connor Trafari, the reigning champion, right behind him, and Trafari just going up a lane there, trying to get some air to that engine, because you know if you're stuck behind the car in front of you for too long, that engine will get super hot and eventually it will blow up. And that is what you've got to be thinking with Elijah Innes right now. He's been anchored to the back of Marcus Adams' car for such a long time now.
Well, he's ducking out to just get just enough air to that radiator to not blow it up. You can see he's kind of running about half a car width higher in the corners than Adams is, to try to get any cool air to that radiator. You can see these guys peeking out. They're not trying to make a pass. They're just trying to get cool air to the radiator opening.
And that was a heck of a lane change there by Zishandura, almost getting himself involved in another straight there. Went up almost 3 lanes there and almost got collected by GT Park. So Zishandura looks like he's still struggling with the handling of that number 10 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's already burned his fast repairs. They're 3 wide for about 6th right now. And that's Dura and Innes trying to make something happen on that 3rd lane.
One down towards pit road. I think that's Brian Tarnowski coming down to pit road, and Tarnowski gets it all wrong. Into the grass he goes.
But we stay green.
We do. He's well inside pit road, so that won't trigger a caution. Question is how these are going to get figured out, as Trafari almost into the wall out of turn 2.
Yeah, he's definitely flirting with disaster there, and it looks like the Balscarana guy's getting ready to bring it pit side this time, possibly.
Oh, no!
And there it goes.
Bowman into the wall! And, oh my goodness me, that really, really throws it up there. We're about to go to 10 laps to go. And Zach Bowman involved in that one. Let's take a look and see exactly what happened right there.
Bump draft gone wrong coming through the tri-oval. They're going into 3, sorry.
Yeah. We're going to get a replay in just a second, because I'm trying to get my... So another top 5, probably not going to be possible now for one Mr. Zach Bowman, but we're going to go back and take a look and see exactly what happened there. And I think that was rule number 1 broken right there, Tony. Do not hit your teammate.
The 21 runs for those guys?
Oh, no. Oh, I did not see Driggins up there.
Yeah, Driggins the one that turned the 9, and yeah, unfortunately, Borman got into both Dura and Trafari. And I think both those guys have already burned their fast repairs.
Driggins involved, GT Park getting a big piece of it as well. Jason Papp somehow getting away with it. Well, all 3 dudes' cars, they're going to be happy, because they're going to be on the front of the field once they get back around again and we get this thing going. So the dudes' racing cars working that strategy to perfection now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the question is, can they hang on? Because, you know, we've seen guys get runs and then just all hell breaks loose. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Looking at Zach Bowman there, that car smoking heavily. Barely any body panels left on that machine, and we've got pit stops happening right now. I think the engine is about to twiff on that number 9.
Safe bet. Very safe bet. You know, you definitely got into the oil cooler, definitely got into the radiator. So no water to cool the block, no oil cooler to cool the engine oil, and
yeah, I think it's just gone because he's going slower and slower.
And there it goes.
Yeah. Mark McFadden getting massive damage on his number 5 and opting to stay out. I think he's just realised that pit road isn't quite open. Well, pit road is open, but for some reason opting to stay out. Not really sure what his strategy is there. There is in the 9. 5, sorry.
I think he just got the lucky dog.
Lucky Dog went to James Lowe, so I don't know what. Still don't know what his strategy is there. That is Joe Gautier is just going around right now, and Gautier missing body parts on his car as well. A lot of damaged cars in this one here tonight. We've had 5 cautions here. But the 3 dudes' cars won't mind. Jason Papp has taken a fast repair already tonight. Same for Greg McConey. Same for Brandon Wilson. You can see that left rear of the 501 is extremely damaged. But they've worked the strategy out here. They feel that they can do this now. 1, 2, and 3 at the front now with, well, we should be going to the green with 7 laps to go.
Now, the biggest thing is, you know, which lane is Pap going to take when we, and there's your answer. Pap going to the high side, and that's going to put Connor Trafari possibly lining up behind. Yeah, Connor Trafari is going to be lining up behind him, and it looks like Trafari just burned his fast repair. So, you know, just about everybody in the field right now on the back foot.
The only driver that I've seen has not taken a fast repair tonight, and you're going to be amazed when I say this, Ted Pullen has had a clean car all night, amazingly. I've not seen him in one single scrape tonight. I have not seen him in one single scrape tonight.
He got caught up in one earlier, but it wasn't a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of damage to get fixed, but...
Same for his father, Mike Pullen. I don't think I've seen him in a scrape tonight either.
Now, Mike I haven't seen in a scrape, but Ted kind of got nerfed, I think, during the first big one we saw.
Yeah. There is the 58 Old Spice machine. It's shake and bake is the motto of that team. Team Pullen. And the team is actually called DNA Sports. So Eric Driggins is part of that team as well. So good to see another new team being brought into the league as well, as Zach Bowman finally brings it out of pit road. Bowman is currently scored down in P25 and a lap down. So Bowman, his competitive night is pretty much over. His green flag is in the air. Hopefully we can keep this clean for the rest of the race. But Pap, a great restart there, a great push there by Connor Trafari to get himself underway. And we are flying now down towards turn 1. Look at Ted Pullen now. He's really stepped up the pressure now at the end of this race.
Pullen was thinking about going to that third lane, thought better of it as... Yeesh!
That was a bad push from Control.
Yeah, that was probably the worst thing you can do. You never shove somebody, especially when they're the middle car going into a corner.
Yeah, I know.
That's how you piece by piece a car back onto the trailer.
Yeah, I noticed you were trying to copy what I said on Wednesday night. But anyway, here we go. Trafari to the front as we are going to finish this one. 7 laps to go in this one. Trafari has the lead, the reigning champion. Now in front as Ted Pullen gets caught in that massive... sucker hole in the middle, and now will be collected by Ryan Decker. Question is, will he make his way forward again? The answer is yes. Good push there by Decker. And there goes, I believe that's Cottrell jumping in front of him.
Yeah, it was Jesse Cottrell in the 08. You know, as these guys are just, again, flat getting it, aggression level ramped up, as we're going to be 5 to go this coming time across the stripe, Sam, and all bets are off.
They are, and as I usually say, the gloves are off at this stage of the race as Cottrell making a name for himself at the end of this race, looking for staking a claim to the lead and possibly the race win here tonight as they come out of turn 4 down towards the line. We are going to be 5 laps to go in this one. Bit of a shove there by Ted Pullen on Marcus Adams, as there it is. That's the wreck right there, and we are going into overtime.
We still don't have a caution. There it goes. Better late than pregnant.
Yeah, so overtime we are going, and it started with a shove from Ted Pullen and it just went downhill from there.
I have no words.
Just going to take a quick look and see. Yeah, it was a bad push from Ted Pullen, which knocked Cottrell sideways, and just everybody piled in behind them.
You got that from the blimp? Take a look at what happened with Trafari from the blimp cam. Trafari came way up the track. to try to side draft and hope to block any run that Cottrell had. And it was a compound of oops.
Oh, Ryan Decker getting a big hit as well as... wow. Someone got completely T-boned there, by the way. I'm pretty sure it was Dustin Logston.
Logston caught a big piece of it. Pap. No, that was Pap getting hit by Joe Gautier.
Oh, yeah, he got T-boned. Big time. So, caution number 6 in the air. And for the 3rd week in a row, I'm pretty sure this is the 4th week in a row, actually. We are going to overtime here in this series. So, the big question here is, Tony, what do you do from here? Where is your mindset going into these final 3 laps?
Alt F4 and cry for my mommy.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay. You mean legitimately?
Yeah.
Roll the dice. I mean, that's about all you can do at this point is, try to figure out what the hell's going on and try to go from there. Is Marcus Adams bringing it down pit road for some odd reason?
Well, we're about to find out what that reason is. As Greg McConaughey, Ted Pullen, looks like John LeBombard, Eric Mate, Jeremy Stanley, Ryan Decker, Mark McFadden, Jason Pat, Joe Gautier, Kenny Haight is in there, Brian Tarnowski, GT Park is in pit road, James Lowe, I believe he's just brought into pit road again. Still got a ton of damage on that 99. Just, yeah, not very fast at all as Zach Bowman gets the lucky dog and puts himself back on the lead lap now. With a fresh car, I might add.
Yeah.
So, that spells bad news for the field with Zach Bowman with a fresh car back on the lead lap.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of headway to try to make up because he's going to be starting tail end of the field.
Yeah, and that is the usual rule with lucky dog rules. If you take a lucky dog, the rule is you've got to start at the back, and Bowman has that challenge to do. Is for some reason Dustin Logston almost hitting the wall on the entrance to pit road. That was a weird one. Probably dealing with a couple of technical issues as
Michael Anthony, Connor Trafari, Brandon Wilson, Michael Pullen, Elijah Innes, Eric Diggins, Shane Posey back into the top 10. Marcus Adams, first car on fresh fuel?
I can only assume he's on fresh fuel, yeah.
He's only 3.5, so he probably just burned his fast repair to make sure that he got it done. Fresh tires, though, go to John LeBombard, currently sitting in 9th, and Jeremy Stanley currently rounding out your top 10.
Now, the interesting thing is here, on super speedways, you may put fresh tires on, but they mean absolutely jack on these kind of surfaces, especially with how low the tire wear is around here. John LeBombard may be on fresh tires, but he might as well not have changed tires because he's just going to run the same pace anyway.
Well, here's the thing: is it works better in a daytime race when you're in traffic than it does in the nighttime race, because the track temperatures are so cool here at the nighttime races that you're right, that it doesn't really mean a lot. But with it being closing laps like this, try to make some moves, possibly shoot up through the center. I would like to have the best control I could over the car.
That you would. And speaking of control, it stays Xfinity side next week as we head back to Talladega for the second time here this season. And well, the next week is going to be the last week we see the Xfinity cars for a while, as for the next 2 weeks after that we are in the trucks. So they're getting very familiar with these cars, but not for too long.
Yeah, absolutely. Is this is going to be the first of 2 attempts at a green-white checker. Now, the way this is going to work, ladies and gentlemen, green flag's going to fly. If the leader of the race crosses the start-finish line to take the white flag before all hell breaks loose and the caution tries to fly, If the leader has taken the white flag, that's it. You're racing back to the checkers. If the leader does not take the white flag, we're going to rack them, stack them, and do it again for attempt number 2. After that, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, and from this point onwards, the aggression levels will go absolutely through the roof, as now Michael Anthony will lead them in towards turn 1. Connor Tripari to his outside elbow. Look at Brandon Wilson up there in third place as well, with Elijah Innes to his outside. The 83 is Shane Posey up there. John the Bombard still there. Mike Pullen is up there too, as well as Marcus Adams, who's trying to make his way forward. So we'll find out now, can they make it back to the white flag here as they enter into turn 3?
Oh, they're trying to wreck. Give him time.
And Mike Pullen almost getting into it with Marcus Adams there as they come out of turn 4. Pullen opted to back off as they come down to the line here. Ted Pullen is going to pit road. Pullen's got a penalty, and that's going to hurt the end of his race as we get the white flag here. We are finishing up the green here, Tony.
Absolutely. Pullen got spit out coming out of 4. And there it goes.
Oh, and everybody's in it. Everybody's in it apart from Marcus Adams. Marcus Adams able to get away with it. Brandon Wilson and John the Bombard are still there, first, second, and third in the end of this race. Everybody else involved. Zishan Dura is 4th. Jesse Cottrell with no front end on his car is P5. But a lot of angry and damaged drivers out there as we go through turns 3 and 4. Can Marcus Adams hold on? Brandon Wilson looking for his first race win of the season. He's going to try and turn him here as they come out of turn 4. Almost damaged there as they come down to the line. It's going to be Marcus Adams who takes it at the line, just ahead of John the Bombard, who's still second, and Brandon Wilson crosses the line for 3rd.
Holy cow, what a finish. Elijah Innes just almost did his best imitation of a pinata in turn 1.
Yeah. And he's able to come back out and finish the race at least, as we are going to start this one from the white flag here. And this is exactly what happened here. We're going to go to the blink cam. And we're going to see where it started and see where it ended. And it started with Michael Anthony trying to cover off Elijah Innes. Innes ended up in the wall. Trifari got a big piece of that one. Mike Pullen got absolutely destroyed in that one. It was just absolute chaos, as you normally would expect on the final lap here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was all hell breaking loose right there. But second win on the season. Marcus Adams in the 31, I mean, he was up front most of the night.
Yeah,
no. Oh.
You were expecting, as I would like to call it.
I thought he was just about to get clobbered.
Get the big yeet, as I called it on Wednesday.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, no, that is actually Marcus Adams' first race win of the season. Dura winning the first round, Michael Anthony winning round 2. JD Woodward won last week, so this is Marcus Adams' first race win of the season. So big congratulations going out to the Balls Guarana team and that driver picking up his first race win of the season. And we are going to go and send Tony down to victory lane now, where it looks like Marcus Adams has finished his burnouts and Tony has found him right now.
Marcus Adams, congratulations on surviving the chaos to bring home your first victory of the season.
Yeah, it was a demolition derby, I must say.
Well, I mean, talk us through just the aggression level that you were seeing all night long. I mean, we saw 2 and 3 wide most of the night, but talk us through just how sketchy it could be at times.
It's not the fact that we were 3 wide or racing hard, it's just the fact that people cannot hold a line at all, and I don't understand that. I mean, the racing's fine, but just figure out how to hold a line and how to push correctly and all that good stuff.
Well, we congratulations again on your first victory of the season here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. as it sounded like you just hand grenaded the engine. But moving forward, we return to the Xfinity cars at a place that you can get away with 3 wide a little bit less stressfully than here as we go to the other big plate track, Talladega, next week.
Yeah, it should be fine. I just hope some of these people can figure out how to hold a line or figure out how to push correctly without wrecking the field.
Yeah, absolutely. That seemed to be the biggest problem all night long was bump drafts gone wrong and just shooting people up the track or down the track.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but if you sign up for a Superspeedway league, I figured you should know how to bump and hold a line.
All right. Well, Marcus, before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank?
Jason, Greg, Circle B Diecast, Rowdy Energy, Iris and I Flag, Butt Kicker, Midwest Motor Customs, my team, Balls Out Racing. We work well together, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, Marcus, again, congratulations on the victory here tonight. Looking forward to seeing what you can do next week at Dayca.
Thank you.
So that was Marcus Adams joining us in the booth there from Victory Lane. Now joining me in the booth from second place. Actually, no, he won't be because he's not even in Discord. Well, I guess he won't be joining us from second place. So John LeBombard will not be joining us for an interview, but we will be speaking to the man that finished third here tonight, Brandon Wilson. And Brandon, a very hectic finish as you normally expect at the end here, but third place on the night, just got pipped there by John LeBombard.
Yeah, pretty interesting race. Dodged a few wrecks. Don't know how in the world I did it, but yeah, I got through a couple of those wrecks there, and yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Now, this is the second week in a row that we've seen multiple cautions in a race like this. Now, coming from a league that normally doesn't see many cautions in a race, is it a worrying time with how people are racing out there lately?
Yeah, I know we got new people, so it's kind of working all the kinks out with that. But I think most off is the faster pairs that people can rely on, and kind of drive and put cars in spots where they normally wouldn't put them in when they know that we don't have any faster pairs. So I think a little combination of that's usually what causes that. But I believe next week we're not going to have any faster pairs. So.
Yeah, should make things a lot more spicier out on track, as they normally say. But talk about your strategy, talk about your race here tonight. You were working as one unit again, Dudes Racing, yourself, Jason, and Greg. When we were getting those green flag runs, making those early pit stops, was that the strategy all along going into tonight? We're just trying to get the run up the front when the others make their pit stops.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We decided it would be better if we just all stuck together and kind of short pitted that one time that actually paid off for us there when we got us up front. But yeah, it was mostly just all our strategy tonight.
Yeah, and it almost paid off for you. Almost got that win here tonight. Definitely a well-deserved podium for yourself here tonight. Unfortunately, Greg and Jason fell by the wayside near the end there. But yourself, I believe this is your first podium of the season. Got to be happy with regards to looking forward to the playoffs later in the season.
Yeah, they're definitely going to come in handy for sure. But the first probably 5 or 6 races here. Probably going to be pushing pretty hard just to kind of keep myself up there, and then we can kind of relax the rest of the way to get into the playoffs. But definitely would like to get a win as well. But you never know.
Yeah, and the fun continues next week as we head to Talladega in the Xfinity cars for the last time for a while before we move on to the trucks the week after that. But next week, Talladega, you can do 3 wide a lot more often around there without getting into any wrecks. What are your thoughts heading into that one next week?
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Dega is my favorite track. I love that. Daytona's okay, but Dega, you got a lot more room there with 3 wide. So it's going to be fun and interesting. Hopefully we'll have Ryan with us this week, so we'll have 4 cars out there. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it too. So, floor is yours, Brandon. Who do you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors you want to say to who got you there into third place here tonight?
Definitely Circle B Diecast, Roundy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, and Midwest Motor Customs, and Jason for putting on a heck of a league as usual, and you guys too for doing an awesome job week in and week out.
Well, almost week in and week out. We missed Monday because of technical issues, but we're back now. We're all sorted. But Brandon, congratulations on the podium. Definitely going to put a smile on your face. Go and get some rest, and we'll catch you next week. Well, we'll catch you on Monday, actually, for the next round of the Rowdy Energy Cup Series.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
That was Brandon Wilson joining us from third place. Now joining Tony. He finally made his way into the interview area. That's John the Bombard, Tony.
John, your best finish so far this season. Excuse me, coming home in second place. Congratulations on the podium here at Daytona.
Well, thank you. That was a lot of fun. I want to apologize to Michael Anthony. I got him up into the wall, but it was go time.
Absolutely, as you know, that we saw the aggression level ramped up quite a lot. Way earlier than I would expected it to, as you guys were, three wide almost all night long.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was very intense racing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. But you were able to survive that last lap melee, and come home with a second place finish, just barely nipping out Brandon Wilson at the line. Only 4/1000ths of a second separating the two of you. Talk us through just how difficult it was to duck and dodge a lot of the dumpster fires tonight.
It was very difficult. I was damaged a couple of times on my pit stops, luckily for just short repairs, and saved my fast repair for that last wreck I was in. So I was lucky to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. But we stay with the Xfinity car next week for the last time we're going to see it for a while as we go to Talladega with the same car. Your thoughts going into that facility?
Well, hopefully I have as good a night tonight as I did, a good a night then as I did tonight. And
all right.
So,
well, John, before we let you go celebrate the podium here, is there anybody you want to thank?
absolutely. Circle B Diecast, Rowdy Energy Drink, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, Midwest Motor Customs. They're all they put on a good show.
Absolutely. Well, John, again, congratulations on your first podium of the season. Looking forward to seeing what you can do next week at Dega.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
So that was John the Bombard joining us from second place. A bit late into the interview area, but he was probably busy celebrating his second place here tonight. Tony, as I mentioned to Brandon Wilson, for a league that doesn't normally see many cautions, last 2 weeks now, we've seen quite a few take place.
And if you notice where a lot of those incidents have been coming from, a lot of them stem from some of the newer names that we've been seeing in the league that, they don't get that you can't race like it's a sprint race the entirety of the 80 laps that we're going to see. And when you have guys trying to do that and other guys trying to just kind of ride and let the race come to them, you get dumpster fires like we saw a handful of times tonight where it was just a bump draft gone wrong or a bump draft in the wrong place, or you didn't realize the guy in front of you had to lift or else he was going to clobber the guy in front of him. And next thing you know, tow trucks are very busy on this track.
That they are, and definitely going to be looking forward to next week. We're back in the Xfinity cars at Talladega. Now, last time we're going to see them before we head to the for a couple of weeks with the trucks. It seems we had a good race a couple of weeks ago with the Xfinity cars. Only a couple of cautions, but it seems that the more you run the car, the more you get comfortable with it. And then, that's the beauty of this series, they just switch it up on you and put you in a different car for the next race.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the fun of this series. Yes, it's the same 2.5 tracks, whatever you want to refer to it as, because they do end up using both versions of Daytona as well as Talladega. So it's the same tracks. It's just the car is the differentiating factor between the haves and have-nots of who can adapt quickly to a different vehicle every week.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to seeing how they handle that as the season goes on. But for now, let's go to the results for tonight's race and bringing home the victory tonight for the first time this season. Anyway, he's normally well known to Victory Lane, but this one was his first one tonight. Marcus Adams coming home with the victory tonight, winning just 72 1,000ths of a second ahead of John LeBombard, who pipped Brandon Wilson to the line by 4 1,000ths of a second. That was your podium here tonight. Zichan Dura crossing the line for P4. Chris Worrell rounds out your top 5, and who'd have thought that after the damage he's had already tonight. Jeremy Stanley getting P6 here tonight, great for him. Greg McConey in P7, Zach Bowman in P8, 9th going to Jesse Cottrell, 10th going to Mark McFadden, 11th going to Dustin Logston. Michael Pullen, who we've not really mentioned, well, we've mentioned a couple of times tonight, coming home in P12 despite being caught up in the melee at the end. Eric Mate on his debut tonight getting P13. 14th going to Ryan Decker, who's been in the war tonight, and Jason Papp from Dudes Racing rounding out your top 15 here tonight, Tony.
Eric Diggins and Shane Posey joining Connor Trafari, Elijah Innes, and Michael Anthony rounding out your top 20. Now, Innes, the last one to finish on the lead lap in 19th. Michael Anthony, first car, 1 lap down in 20th. Then you've got Ted Pullen, Brian Tarnowski, Joe Gautier, James Lowe, and GT Park not having the night he was hoping for, coming home in 25th. Then Kenny Haight, Shane Newens, Dennis Nickel, Bridger Olson, Ben White, and Adrian Moore rounding out your field of 31 here tonight, Sam.
Absolutely. Looking ahead for the remainder of the week, we only have one more broadcast scheduled for you for this week on ESPN, and that is the Major Series as they head to Darlington for the Southern 500. You can see the I believe it's the current Cup cars going to be involved in that one, so make sure you tune in. We'll be Frank Marchese and myself in the booth for that one, as we will be broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch, and on the iRacing live portal, and that will be it to round off the week. But for now, that is going to do it for us here on ESPN. My name has been Sam Cooper Bennett. Joining me in the booth was Tony Trapasso. Great racing all round, a lot of cautions, a lot of chaos, but it was Marcus Adams that came out with a win and hopefully can carry on his momentum into the playoffs. Last thing for me to say before we go is keep it clean, keep it green. We will catch you live on Sunday night with some racing action from Darlington Motor Speedway with the Southern 500. Have a good night.